It looks like Raphinha's going to be going to Barcelona, his dream move.
Yeah,
after
I'm pleased
all.
because you wouldn't want a player that didn't want to be there. So
No.
good luck to him.
But it does make
Good
you
luck to him
think.
getting paid.
Yeah. How? I mean, we've got this Frankie de Jong situation at the moment where he's owed money that he's not prepared to move to Manchester United, it seems, until he has got that paid wages that he put off during the pandemic. We've got them signing players, Christensen and Kessie, that they can't actually register to play for the team.
They still want Bernardo Silva, Lewandowski. They've got Aubameyang, Dembele, who's going to sign again, Depay rather, and Ferran Torres. You've forgotten about him, haven't you?
Yeah,
from
I
City,
know.
a very good player.
How are they doing all this? And what is the latest with Lewandowski? Let's speak now to European football expert Kevin Hatchard. Hi, Kev.
Afternoon, gents. How are we?
Yeah, not too bad. On the face of it, it just, as I said, are the Trotter family running it? It's got that feel of, I mean, how they're making this work without having a very dry financial conversation. I mean, how are they making this all work?
Look, even if tomorrow, Rodney, we're going to be millionaires, even if that happened, it wouldn't be nearly enough to get Barcelona out of trouble. Look, the bare truth of it is they are still over €1 billion in debt. We know that. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to get La Liga to loosen the financial controls. And it was those financial controls, let's not forget, last year that forced them to give up Lionel Messi because they wanted to keep Messi. But La Liga said, no, you don't have the money to register him. You don't have the money to make this work. So what they're trying to do is show La Liga they have some money coming in. Now, what they've done, there's been a lot of talk in Spain about palancas, basically levers. So they're talking about these financial levers. They've pulled the first of those, and that's to basically sell 10% of their La Liga TV rights for the next 25 years to an American company called Sixth Street. So what that did was it made the accounts look a lot better before the end of June. So that was their first target. The second target is to pull another of these levers, which is to basically sell another 15% of the TV rights for the next 25 years. The other option they've got, and this is extraordinary when you think about it really, is to sell 49.9% of their of BLM, which is basically the company that deals with their licensing and their merchandising. So they're effectively mortgaging the future of the club just to get some money in the short term and try and fix the squad. But just because they make money doesn't mean they need to try and spend it all at once. But that seems to be what they're going for.
Have they got any family silver left? Seriously?
No.
It's ridiculous. It's amazing that football authorities will stand by and let this club do this because they have a natural advantage, Real Madrid, Bayern, Barca, Juve. There's certain clubs that players want to play for. So, they kind of use that. I mean, take Raphinha, for example. It's clear he wants to go to Barcelona. It's clear they can't really afford him. And it's clear that Chelsea had the money ready to give to Leeds. And I imagine Leeds would prefer that. But in the end, he will go there. And it is a strange one.
I think that's really interesting that you raised that because I think you're right. I think that mystique of playing for Barcelona is still there. And for players of a certain age, there is a real magic about playing for that football club. Had it not been for that, Barca would really struggle to attract players because if you look at the way Barca have treated players, it's really quite appalling when you think about it. They're desperately trying to push some of them out the door. They've asked them to renegotiate their contracts. Frankie de Jong's in a situation where he said, okay, I'll defer some of my wages so that we change the nature of the contract to help you out in the pandemic. And now they're kind of saying, well, if you're going to move, maybe you can forgo some of that money. It's not right. And I think the whole idea of més que un club, more than a club, I think that's gone out the window, quite frankly.
The other thing as well, if you're signing for Barcelona at the moment, I mean, you can sign for them. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to play for them because, I mean, they must be telling Kessie and Christensen, yeah, fine, don't worry, everything will get sorted out. You'll be able to play, but they're registered. They're not registered to play for the team, So they're players that are looking at World Cups, Christensen, etc., looking at World Cups, and Kessie are thinking, well, they want to be playing football before that point. They don't want to be sitting in limbo. I know that's unlikely to happen, but it's possible, isn't it?
Well, the situation is that what they've done is with this first lever they've pulled, if you like, they brought in €200 million from that deal with Sixth Street for the TV rights. So what they're hoping that will do is make La Liga look on them more favourably when La Liga published their judgment about what Barca are allowed to do in terms of what salary limits they've got and what have you. So the feeling is that first tranche of money is going to be enough at least to do that. But this explains why they're trying to push Frenkie de Jong out, because he's one of the very few players they have on the books that could command really quite a big transfer fee. And the other reason is he was given an enormous contract. So if they could sell him to Manchester United or somebody else, then not only would you bring in the transfer fee, but you'd also get a big chunk off the wage bill. So what they will do between now and the end of the window is try and get that salary down if they can, and also try and get rid of some of the players that are surplus to requirements, of which there are many.
They still want Alonso and Azpilicueta from Chelsea, and Todd Bowley went there to meet with them last week. Nobody really knows what was said or why he went there, because nothing happened afterwards. But,
and there's also the Lewandowski situation. What's the score there? Because I understand that Bayern are back training tomorrow, so is he going to be there?
He is. That seems to be the case. It's been reported today that he's going to be professional and he's going to go to pre-season training and he's going to give 100%. I'm not surprised by that necessarily, because he's done that before. If you remember, when Bayern signed him from Dortmund, they were made to wait for the final year of his contract, and he played that final year at Dortmund and he was brilliant that season, ultra professional, did his job, and then said thank you very much and went to Bayern on a free. So I don't think we'll see him go on strike or anything like that. He has said quite plainly, I want to move, but he's waiting for Barcelona. Now, Barcelona are trying to get this second TV deal done, whether that's going to be with Sixth Street or another investor. But the other thing that I find crazy about this is that if you're in a market where everyone and his dog knows you need to raise money, you are never going to give Barcelona market value for those TV rights in a million years. Yeah. Same for the licensing company. So they've got themselves into this absurd situation.
Man, just a quickie, Eric Ten Hag has been saying that they're going to plan for Ronaldo for next season. He's not going anywhere. I'm looking forward to working with him. I mean, I wonder how many teams would have been in for him, but it looks as if he's not for sale. They say he's in our plans.
I think that's half the problem. I'm not sure there were that many takers, because if he wants Champions League football and he wants to play at the top end, who can afford him and who's going to bring in a guy who's kind of swimming against the tide when it comes to modern football? Because if you're building a team that, say, presses really aggressively when you don't have the ball, you're kind of doing that with 10 men. So he's still a legendary player, but who wanted him as part of the project, in inverted commas.
Friends of ours are in Madeira at the moment, and they went and saw a statue of Cristiano.
It's quite famous, isn't it?
It is, but the thing is, it's quite a sort of you touch his crotch for good luck.
Do you?
It's been dulled by time as the statue.
But a bit like Greyfriars Bobby.
Yeah, a bit like Greyfriars Bobby, but slightly different. But there is one area that's shiny. And because he's in a kind of thrusting pose.
There you go.
But so there we are. Next time you're on Madeira, Kev, go touch the crotch of Cristiano Ronaldo for good luck.
Won't see that in the guidebook, will
no,
you?
You won't. Well, a lot of people have clearly been doing it, because that doesn't happen unless somebody comes and shines it every day, possibly a member of Cristiano's family or one of his people. I think people are touching it for good luck. So good to talk to you. Thanks, Kevin.
Cheers, guys.
Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons 1 till 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.